Hey, what's up, guys? And today's video is about people who previously said not interested. We're all going to go on this path together. If you ever heard not interested before, I know what you did. You took those leads and you tossed them over to the side. So let's be honest. When someone says no in business, it feels like they're slamming the door shut. But guess what? Behind that door might be the key to unlock your future success. So today's video, I'm going to show you how those leads who once appeared uninterested are actually the hidden gems that you've been looking for. They hold a potential for like great business opportunities in the future, and understanding how they behave, like deciphering a secret code. We'll also discuss the little handy tool that you might have right at your fingertips: correct phone numbers. Imagine having the ability to reach out to these prospects and build genuine rapport. Is like having your own treasure map. So if you're eager to uncover these gems with your leads, discover their behavior, and learn how to make the most of the phone numbers that you already have in your possession, you in the right place, right? And stick around, because at the end of this video, you'll be armed with some extra knowledge and some tools that turn these seemingly closed doors into like future business success. So no cheating. Let's dive in. I'm gonna show my screen. Let's get to it. Now, look, before I go to my screen, in the first part, we talked about the people that said not interested, right? So now let's talk about the crucial next step, which is finding these elusive prospects who are quite literally in your CRM, right? So you see, it's not about going through and kind of blindly going through lists of names and all of that stuff. That's not it, right? That's not where you want to be. It's about precision, right? Strategy, and getting a little bit of CRM magic. And you guys know who to talk to about that. All right, moving on. So here's the secret sauce, right? Using tags and statuses in your CRM. Imagine that these are like your treasure map markers, right? So by tagging or marking these leads as not interested, you create a clear path so you can find them later down the road. It's like leaving breadcrumbs in like a digital force, right? So you could always find your way back. So let's take it up another notch. If we use filters, think of the filters as your trusty metal detector. They help point you in the right direction or sift through some of the noise and unearth some of those gems, right? So with the right filters, you can pinpoint those leads. And once someone said no, but now they might be ready for that reconnection, right? But hold on, there's another thing to consider. So remember the first call you had with them? Well, that's where the magic happens, right? If you were taking notes and you were being on point with everything with your records, you probably gathered some valuable information during that conversation, like their interests, their pain points, their needs, all of that stuff. And you could use this information to create a follow-up that's so spot on. It's like you're reading their minds. It's like a friend reaching out to them in the future, right? Hey, I remember last time we spoke, your son was moving out of the house. How'd that go? I remember the last time we spoke, you were having problems with the roof. Is everything okay now? Right? And in that way, you're not just a stranger reaching out to them. Now you have a little bit of context, right? So get ready, because this is where we actually begin. We're going to transform the CRM, get it from the labyrinth that you guys have right now, right? And turn it into a treasure trove for those gems. So stick around. Let's get started. Now I'm going to pull up my screen and let's get busy. All right, now that I have my screen pulled up, now it's time to do the heavy lifting, all right? So we're going to roll up our sleeves and we're going to get to work. So the first thing you have to do is we're going to access the filters. So the filters on REI Reply is like next level. You can find anything that you're looking for, and it breaks it down If you aren't familiar with the filters, check out some of my other videos where I go a little more in depth on it, okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to pull up the filters, and the first one that I mentioned, let's move this over. The first one that I mentioned is we're going to look for the tag. And when we go to our filters, the way that we're going to find everything is we're going to just type it in. We're not sure of where it is or what we're really looking for or the options that we have. We could just simply scroll down until we see the one that fits, okay? But since we know that it's a tag, we're going to just type in tag. And then now with this, we're going to do the tag not interested. Okay. Once we do that, this will show up here, and we can use only the not interested tag to filter these out. So now you might be saying, what if I wanted to add other things onto that? Well, that's fine, because if we choose other tags, then what happens is it stacks those tags. And so now we can get even more niche with our data. But right now, the only thing we're looking for is the not interested. Once we do not interested, then we hit apply. Now, let's look at the other options that we have, right? When you're looking at the tag, we want to see is the tag, none of your stuff in here should not have a tag, okay? All of it should have tags, okay? So I don't understand is empty. I don't get that. If you have someone in here, they should have a tag, okay? This is for what the tag actually is. This is if your tag is any of those things. So let's say you're looking for a vacant and not interested and pre-foreclosure. Well, if it hits on any one of those tags, it's going to show up here. Okay. If not, if it didn't hit any of those tags, it's not going to show up. And then you could even do the negative kind of a search where you can look for anything that is not a not interested, right? Once you find the not interested here is not interested, then you hit apply and everything is going to show up here. All of the people that were listed as not interested. Once you have these people up, let's do the second level in which, hey, we know that this is a correct phone number, right? We know that. So we don't have to go through all those other lists with 5 and 6 phone numbers to see which one is the right one. We already confirmed who it was. We confirmed the address, and we confirmed that they weren't interested in doing business with us. Well, now, if we go and we're doing what's vital to the title, and we're going in and we're putting in all of our notes, then once we access this particular file or this record, we can go over to the notes, and then the notes will list everything that you put there. So what I would say is put personalities into the notes field. Okay, is this a fast talker? Is this a no nonsense guy? Is this a nice older lady who just likes to talk? Right? Put all of that stuff into the notes, and also the reason that they're not interested. If you do that, then when you follow up, you're not looking like a stranger anymore. Okay, as I mentioned before, you want to call back with some identifying information that they had to tell you, so it clues them in that you guys actually had a previous conversation. If you didn't have a previous conversation, or you're kind of winging it, then just kind of wing it. Okay, all right. So once we look for the tags there, that's how we're going to find the not interested. Let's do another way. So in my particular system, and the one that I share with my clients, I add in statuses there because I want them to be able to identify a record and quickly dispo that. So if it's wrong number, and then some other things happen with the automation in the background. Same thing with the not interested, DNC, all of that stuff. Okay. So we're also going to go here. This wouldn't be in yours, but in mine, it's here. And now I can find any one of these as well. Okay. Now, if you don't have that, that's okay, right? Because now you can look for all the other things, and as long as you're tagging, then you'll be fine. Okay. So once you have that status or that tag, then again, I want you to follow up with them, have that rapport, and use the notes that you had before in order to make that message a little better. Hey, it's been a minute, kind of thing. Hey, this is Tony. They're always not going to remember. But if you're a friendly voice, right, it's very hard for people to be jerks to people if the voice is friendly. Okay, so, hey, this is Tony. How's everything going? Right? Now, some people are mad. Might be Grinches. That's okay. That doesn't affect you and your performance, right? You get on the phone with them, you're accessing the notes, you're going through the steps. But the key is that now these leads are no longer just sitting over to the side and you're not using them, right? Because you pay for the data. You probably have 4, 5, 6 phone numbers included. And now you're down to one phone number. Why wouldn't you follow up with these people? A friend of mine, he gets lists every month. And every month he goes through the list, calls them, gets the not interested, wrong numbers, everything else, tosses them. Well, he told me that he was a little tired of buying data, right, every month. And sometimes it will be good data, sometimes it's hit or miss. But I asked him, what are you doing with your not interested? And he said, good question. So I told him, hey, just take the people that said not interested in the past, throw them into a text campaign or call them personally, right? And then reactivate those people, especially if it's been more than 4 or 5 months. Because the thing that changes with people is time or circumstances, okay? At the time that you reached them, it might not have been good as far as the time or the circumstances. But 6 months from now, a lot of stuff happens that changes people's time and circumstance. So that's what you're here for. You're here for the follow-up. You're not going to be successful on every follow-up, but follow-up is where the fortune is built. So keep that in mind. And if you have a CRM system that's doing the follow-up for you, right? Or you have some type of system behind it, you're going to increase your chances of being successful, right? If your CRM system is just bare bones, nothing is going on there, please, you got my email, hit me up and we can work something out. But for the people that stuck around, if you look down in the comments, you'll see one, I offer my cold call script there, right? I think my cold call script is like one of the best out there, to be honest, because it tells you a little background and why people make those decisions. Sales is all about psychology, okay? So check that out. Thank you guys for sticking around till the end. Like, comment, subscribe,